Welcome back to the CryptoLabs Passive Income YouTube channel. Today's video is a special one, and it'll also be a quick one. Number one, we're going to be giving away $100 to the winner from last week, so that's kind of exciting. We already have the winner picked here. We'll reveal that in a second. By the way, leave a comment below in the comments, and you're automatically entered into our weekly giveaway. This week's giveaway winner is picked from this video here, which was yield farming advice, and I'll link the video below because it's really worth reading through the comments. Unreal advice that will help you on your journey here. In today's video, I want to talk about 100K a year. I'm always amazed at how, and I'm going to bring something up here. Bam. I'm always amazed at how many people instantly attack, cast stones, doubt that that's even possible. Oftentimes in almost anything. It's really interesting to me. So I'm going to just widen out a little bit here and ask you a question. Would you rather make 35, 40 bucks an hour? Or would you rather make 8, 9, 10, 11, $12 per hour? Most people would say 35, $40 an hour. I wouldn't. I'd say, okay, A, how is that $40 earned? How many hours do I have to work for it? And how active do I have to be? Because I would rather make $11 an hour 24/7 passively than make $40 an hour, busting my ass 8 hours a day. And so we're going to go through a few slides here. I want to show you something that we talk about a lot. But first thing, just to zoom out before we give away the $100, just to zoom out. Oh, and by the way, if you leave a comment below, our next giveaway is going to be a 1-month access into the Underdog Investor Group, which we talk about what we're talking about here, but far beyond. We have members doing everywhere from $5 to $10 a day to $1,000, $2,000, even $3,000 per day right now in DeFi income. So our next giveaway is going to be 1-month access into the UIG. It was suggested by a subscriber, and I love the idea. So do leave a comment below. You're automatically entered. Let's talk about this really quick. 100K a year, and I rounded some numbers, is whether you're working, so it's active income, it's $8,300 a month-ish, or if you're investing, it's also $8,300 a month. Per day, that's around $280 per day, whether you're working or whether that's investment income paying you, dividend income, or appreciation like capital gains. Maybe you're selling some crypto. We have a lot of members in the UIG who are going to clear 100K next bull run easy because of how they built their portfolios. So they have to put in a little effort up front. Like I can't predict the market and I can't make it go exactly how I want it to, but based upon my diversification, to profit over $1 million next bull run is very highly likely. And I don't have to do anything for that. And so, that's if you profit $1 million a year, that's $110 an hour or $83,000 a month that I don't have to work for. It's investment income. It's leveraged income. It's passive income, not working income. And so if you're working 8 hours a day, that's $35 an hour if you're working 7 days a week. If you're not, that's more like 42 or 43 or something. Through investing, you only have to do $11 per hour if it's 24/7. DeFi grants us that opportunity. Maybe you're in a few pools. Actually, that's my next slide. Maybe you're in a few stable yield farms. You're in a few higher APY liquidity pools. You're also stacking some stuff for your bull run portfolio. You structure this correctly, 100K is not that difficult to make. And a lot of people say this, well, you need so much capital to make that happen. You need hundreds of thousands of dollars of capital. No, we're talking thousands of dollars. We're talking thousands of dollars. And I know some people in the comments go, I see it happening every day where people are turning very small amounts into consistent DeFi income, stacking for the bull run and seeing 10 to 25x on their bull run. Yes, you can cash out 100K if you structure things correctly. Most people are still thinking kind of the worker bee mentality, and I grew up super blue collar, so I get it. It took a long time for me to start reframing and learning how to think a little differently. I get it. But it's worth installing some new operating system, some new beliefs, some new programs into your operating system so we can think different. You're building your bull run portfolio. Maybe you're moving some of that into some blue chip staking, keeping it super safe. Then you could take that next bull run, you cash out 100K, 250K, $1 million, a couple $1 million, a couple tens of thousands. I don't know your plan, your situation, and you further diversify it, and the cycle will repeat itself. And these cycles continue to repeat themselves. So what I will say is this, I'm going to do a video specifically on this. And I mean this with respect, of course. I've been all three of these. So a poor person typically has income and they spend all of their income onto their expenses. So they're making a little bit of income and typically our lifestyle goes up with their income. By the way, you can make 500 grand a year and still be poor. Your income's coming in. It's just a different type of poor. Your income is coming in and that moves into your expenses. And basically you're just making ends meet month to month, your paycheck to paycheck. That's most people, no matter even your income. I've met people making some pretty crazy incomes and I'm like, dude, you're poor. Like it doesn't go your way for a month or two and you're losing a lot of your stuff. You won't be able to make payments. Lifestyle inflation. The middle class does this. Income goes to expenses and what's left over, of course, goes into liabilities. The definition of income is money coming in, expenses, money spent on things, assets, they put money into your pocket. Liabilities, they take money out of your pocket. So most people's biggest liability is their house. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not making it wrong, but we have to call it for what it is. It's a liability. And so we're making an income. Most of it is going to our liabilities and to our expenses. And that's it. Again, paycheck to paycheck. Now, yes, our house is sort of kind of used as a forced savings account, but typically, and if you actually do the math, if your house costs $500,000 and you sell it 10 years later for $1 million, you actually haven't made money because you've been paying down interest, which is typically the price of the house or more with interest rates. Now, nothing wrong with that. We just need to understand it for what it is. It's not an investment. It's not an asset. Now, once we start, and again, you don't have to make a ton of money to do this. You just have to shift a few things in your life. What if we took our income and we invested into assets that produce cash flow? It's the first thing we focused on. It's the paying yourself first idea. You're taking some money, you're doing whatever you have to do to make this happen, and you're moving it into assets. We have people earning 180% APY on blue chip, like fairly stable pools. That's an asset. It's paying you. Now, of course, when we first start this journey, we won't get there overnight. So, of course, we have some expenses. Maybe you still have your liabilities. You got a mortgage, you got car payments, you got whatever you got in there. This is stuff that if you stopped earning money, an asset is something that would keep costing you. But we start small. We put $100 in here. Then we put 1,000. That 1,000 appreciates. Now we got 10,000. We're building our bag. And eventually, and this to me is a definition of financial freedom. Yes, you're making some income in your job. Cool, that income's going to your assets, but your assets and the income from your assets are paying for any expenses, they're paying for your liabilities. And that to me is the only time I start increasing my lifestyle. I'll buy a new car. I bought the R8. I'll get a new motorcycle. I'm in California for 2-3 weeks. Renting, I got 2 car rentals. One is a McLaren and one is a Lamborghini. That'll be great fun driving Malibu. I don't want to spend earned income on that because, well, that's just, I don't sleep well at night knowing that. But as my assets appreciate, as assets pay me, as I have different vehicles that bring me cash flow, I can use some of that and, enjoy a lifestyle if I so choose to. Although, honestly, in my mind, building the assets and building the portfolios brings me more joy than driving a McLaren, 720S down the coast, although that is fun. But I'm telling you right now, I find more joy in actually building up cash flowing assets and having fun with that. I'm weird maybe that way, but I enjoy it. My point is, you do this over a few months, over a few years, depending on what kind of assets you're investing in. Crypto, you can accelerate your journey much quicker because the returns are so much higher. And eventually, this becomes possible. Or if you have more capital to invest on the forefront, like upfront, you can get there even quicker. But all I want to bring to our attention is these 2 numbers here. This number and this number. And we're not even talking about taxes. Because this gets taxed typically at a much higher tax rate than this does. Much higher, sometimes twice or more. Which is why you'll typically find that people say, hey, invest, invest, invest. And not only are you taxed differently, but it's also working for you 24/7. And so really, if you ran these numbers, after tax, I don't know what that number would be, but let's just say this is after tax, that's $8 an hour. And after tax, this is probably half that. And most people don't even put tax into the equation. You want to think of your DeFi portfolio like your business. And once we start doing that, and again, let me know if anything landed, and we're going to enter you into a free month's membership in the Underdog Investor Group. Once we start thinking about it as a business, which is really to me this right here, we build a business that's put money into your pocket, and we keep investing in that. We keep building it. And eventually we want to get to the place where that could pay for expenses, pay for liabilities. And some people, we have one member in the community who was talking about this, is like, I'm making more through my assets, through my DeFi business, through the portfolio that I built than I am doing in like work for income. And now they have a choice. And that to me is all that this is about. We have a choice. Maybe they could take a different job that has lower pay, but it brings more fulfillment. They really don't care at that point. Or maybe they don't want to work for a year. I don't know. Maybe they want to start a business. They want to do something else. I don't know. But this is the game. And I think a lot of people just see and hear, oh, make 100K or make 10K or make whatever the number is. And they're like, well, that's impossible. Because they don't understand all the little steps and pieces and like thinking of it like a business. They just want that tomorrow. And then they think it's impossible because they think it's such a massive number. And I'm like, as long as we keep thinking that's a massive number, it's going to remain a massive number. We're not getting there anytime soon. Then you are right. You know, if you think it and believe it, then you're probably right. It is going to be impossible. But for others, or just ask a different question. How? What would I have to do to make this a possibility? What would I have to change in my life to make this happen? Because there are millions of people doing this, just so we all understand. And you can add 2 zeros to this if you wanted to. 1 million, 10 million, I don't care. Someone's doing it. And so if they're doing it, so can you. That's my time. We will pick the winner here. I totally forgot to announce the winner. Lindsay B, 40. Biggest lesson is not to marry your crypto. It's just a vehicle, not a religion. Thank you for saying that, because I see it the same way. It is a business. It's not a religion. A lot of people treat it like that. They start focusing on just one coin or one token. And I'm like, so amateur. Also, when it pumps, don't buy the excuses or hype. Just get out when the going is good. Take profit. Have an actual exit plan. Also tried ROI Dapps last bull run. Fortunately, my fear got me out in profit. So congratulations. A lot of people didn't. They kept getting greedy. Scary stuff. Small wins are still wins. Bank them and move on. Lindsay B just basically sums up my entire philosophy right in that one comment on this video, which I highly recommend checking out. People were leaving their biggest lessons in their time in crypto and DeFi. It's gold. And then within this video, of course, we share what our members have been saying, which is also gold. So highly recommend checking out this video. I will link it to the video below. Congrats to Lindsay B for winning the $100. Our next giveaway is going to be for a 1-month membership in the UIG. So do leave a comment below. And with that said, I'm going to get out of here. And as I do, I hope something landed. And what I'll do for your viewing educational pleasures and purposes is I'll leave some videos here and here and here and here. Do check them out. It's all about crypto, DeFi, financial education, building portfolios, treating your DeFi as a business, and having a cash flow, ultimately building an asset that can pay for your liabilities, your expenses, and your lifestyle. That's what it's all about. And it's a tool. Like Lindsay said, it's a tool. It's a tool. It's a vehicle to get you there. That's it. So do check out those videos. With that said, I'm going to get out of here, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.